You know what most guys secretly desire deep down? It's actually pretty simple. We want to be treated like kings by the women in our lives. But here's the thing. Many guys out there feel like they're not getting the royal treatment they believe they deserve. They're putting in the effort, but they're not seeing the results they expect. If you've ever felt like this, you're not alone. In fact, this video is about to give you a fresh perspective and a new approach to understanding what women really want and how you can start getting the respect and attention you've been missing. So stick around, because the insights you're about to hear might just change the way you view relationships for good. When you're dealing with a woman, whether you're sharing a home, tied the knot, or simply having a casual conversation, the secret to getting her to treat you like royalty is all about showing her the right qualities. And one of the most important of these qualities is, number one, you are either strong or weak. Now, let me set the stage for you. Picture this. The woman you're involved with starts acting a little off. She becomes distant, maybe a little cold, or even downright rude. Some people might call it crazy, but before you jump to conclusions, take a moment to pause and think. Imagine the woman you're with suddenly turns icy or starts treating you less than kindly. Naturally, your first instinct might be to ask, wait, what just happened? Why is she acting like this out of nowhere? It's confusing and frustrating when she suddenly behaves in a way that feels off. But here's the thing. Her behavior isn't random, and it isn't something to panic over. There's actually a hidden reason behind why she's acting this way, and it's far more intentional than you might think. She's not just being mean for the sake of it. When a woman starts acting strange or difficult, there's often a deeper plan at play. Think of it like a secret test she's running, but not in the way you might imagine. It's not some obvious science experiment. It's a much more subtle and subconscious test. And it's not about how much you can bench press or how strong your muscles are. Now, don't fool yourself into thinking that women just wake up one day and decide, you know what? Today, I'll be mean to that guy who likes me just because I feel like it. That's not how it works. These tests are sneaky, almost undetectable to their awareness, and they happen beneath the surface of their actions. It's not that they're trying to be malicious. It's simply a way for them to gauge your strength as a man, both emotionally and mentally. Women run these subtle tests to figure out if you're a guy who can stand his ground, stay confident, and remain unshaken when things get tough. They want to see if you're the type of man who can hold his own or if you'll fold under pressure. Essentially, they're looking to assess whether you have the strength to handle the ups and downs of life, relationships, and conflict, or if you're more likely to crumble or give up. It's not about being perfect or always responding the right way. It's about demonstrating that you have the resilience and emotional fortitude to weather the storms and stand firm, even when things get a little uncomfortable. So the next time she acts out of character, remember, this could be her way of testing your inner strength, and how you respond will tell her everything she needs to know about you. Number 2, the reaction is the key. Let's get real for a second. When a woman starts acting out of character, whether she's being distant, moody, or even downright difficult, your reaction is everything. This is where the real test happens. Think of it like she's secretly grading you on your strength, emotional control, and overall manliness. The way you respond to her behavior will determine a lot. Not just how she feels about the situation, but how she feels about you. If you handle her craziness with confidence and poise, showing that you can stay calm and composed under pressure, she'll respect you more, and that respect can lead to even deeper attraction. She'll see that you're not easily rattled or controlled, and that you're strong enough to handle her challenges. In fact, she might start liking you even more for it. But if you respond poorly, if you raise your voice, lose your cool, or try to control her behavior, she might start to see you in a different light. Instead of seeing a strong, confident man, she might see someone who is weak or insecure, and that attraction can fade fast. Here's the thing. The typical guy usually reacts to her behavior by getting defensive, raising his voice, or trying to dominate the situation. He might even try to scare her into submission, thinking that's how he can regain control. But guess what? This is exactly what she's waiting to see. It's a test to see how you'll deal with her junk. She wants to know if you'll buckle under the pressure, or if you'll stand your ground and keep your cool. In reality, women don't want to be treated like they're out of control, but they do want to know that you won't be easily swayed or intimidated when things get tough. Now, most guys fall into the trap of tolerating this behavior over and over again, thinking they can smooth things over by letting her act however she wants. They don't want to rock the boat, so they stay quiet or let things slide. But here's the crucial twist. When you consistently tolerate her bad behavior without ever standing up for yourself, something important happens. Her respect for you starts to vanish, and she may begin to lose attraction. It's like you're giving away your power every time you let her get away with it without asserting yourself. Think of it like a game. Every time you let her bad behavior slide without responding with strength, it's like you're losing attraction points. Eventually, she'll start seeing you as less of a catch, and that's the last thing you want. The key is to show her that you're strong enough to handle the situation without being a pushover, without getting lost in the drama, and without losing your sense of self. Stand up for yourself, maintain your composure, and show her that you won't be controlled. That's how you build respect, maintain attraction, and keep the relationship healthy. Number 3. Show her that you have options. When a woman starts acting all over the top or even a little crazy around you, believe it or not, she's not just looking to stir the pot. In fact, she might be secretly testing you, looking for a challenge. It's not that she wants you to leave her, but she does want to know if you're strong enough to walk away if things keep going south. It's a weird dynamic, right? But here's the truth. Women are attracted to strength, not neediness. They want to know if you're willing to stand your ground and maintain your sense of self, even when they push you. The reality is, many guys fall into the trap of being needy or desperate for attention, especially when they feel like the woman they're with might be slipping away. This is where most men miss the mark. They tolerate bad behavior because they're afraid of losing her, thinking that if they stand up for themselves, she might walk away for good, but this actually makes them appear weak, and women pick up on that. On the other hand, if you can stand out by showing that you're not desperate, it makes you far more attractive. Here's the superpower move you need to know. When she's being cold, distant, or downright rude, instead of responding with anger or trying to control her, show her that you have other options. That's right. Don't be afraid to let her know that you're not trapped in the situation. You don't need her approval to feel good about yourself, and you're not going to put up with behavior that doesn't respect you. It doesn't matter if you've been dating for a few weeks or have been in a relationship for years, the principle is the same. The key to gaining her respect and maintaining attraction is not giving in to her bad behavior. When you show that you're capable of walking away, you put yourself in a position of power, which paradoxically makes her more likely to value you. It's about being able to demonstrate that you have your own life, your own choices, and your own value. When a woman sees that you're not dependent on her for your happiness, it flips the script. Suddenly, you become more appealing, not because you're playing hard to get, but because you're showing that you're emotionally independent and that your self-worth isn't tied to her approval. In relationships, this confidence and strength are magnetic. You don't need to be rude or dismissive, but you do need to maintain your boundaries. Show her that you can walk away if the situation doesn't improve. It will not only make her respect you more, but it will also make her realize that she needs to treat you with the care and respect you deserve. Number 3. The scary truth. Here's the hard truth. A lot of guys get scared to show that they might walk away when a woman starts acting nasty or distant. They hesitate to assert themselves, letting her behavior slide time after time. The fear of losing her or rocking the boat can make them ignore red flags and tolerate disrespect. But guess what? Every time you let her off the hook without setting boundaries, you're unknowingly reinforcing her bad behavior. She's watching closely, testing you with each passing moment. This isn't about being confrontational or looking for a fight. It's about seeing if you have the strength and emotional stability to stand your ground. It's a test to determine whether you're the type of guy who will allow yourself to be treated poorly, or if you're someone who values your worth and refuses to tolerate disrespect. When you let her get away with acting badly without reacting, you risk losing her respect. And without respect, attraction starts to fade. Here's the scary reality. If you keep tolerating her poor behavior without showing that you're willing to walk away, it can eventually lead to the one thing most guys fear: the breakup. The relationship becomes unbalanced, and the respect and admiration you once had from her starts to fade. This is when you start losing your power, and she may even start seeing you as less attractive or less capable of handling the complexities of a relationship. The key to avoiding this downward spiral is standing firm. When a woman acts crazy, it's not a personal attack. It's an opportunity to show her that you won't tolerate nonsense. It's an invitation for you to demonstrate that you have options, that you're not afraid to walk away, and that you have the emotional strength to maintain your integrity no matter what. By showing her this strength, you'll not only gain her respect, but also increase her attraction towards you. When you stop playing into the drama and start playing the long game, you shift the dynamic in your favor. Remember, when a woman tests you like this, she's not trying to push you away. She's trying to see if you're strong enough to handle her at her worst. And when you rise to the occasion, not only will she respect you more, but she'll also start to value the relationship on a deeper level. Number 4, show her you're totally fine. When it comes to breakups, many guys don't really understand the best way to handle the situation. They often end up making things worse, unintentionally pushing the woman further away and ultimately leading to the relationship's end. But it doesn't have to go that way. Imagine a guy who's failing a series of tests from the girl he's with. Instead of standing firm, showing strength, and making it clear that he has other options, he's caught in a cycle of desperation. He's texting her constantly, begging her to get back together, pleading with her not to leave. It's as if he's saying, "Please don't go, I can't live without you." This is where most guys go wrong. The secret to turning the situation around and regaining control is something most men don't realize. When a woman decides to break up with you, the most powerful and attractive thing you can do is show her that you're totally fine with it. Yes, you heard that right. It's counterintuitive, but when you respond calmly and confidently, as if you're totally okay with her decision, it sends a strong message that you're emotionally independent. It's like telling her, "You know what? I don't need you to be happy. I'm fine on my own." Now, this might sound strange, or even a little hard to believe, but here's the twist. When you show her that you're not needy, when she sees that you can walk away from her bad behavior without begging or pleading, something amazing happens. Instead of her feeling relief from the breakup, she might start realizing that you're not like the other guys who desperately cling to her. She might even start missing you. It's a paradox. The more you show that you don't need her, the more she might want to come back. Why? Because deep down, women are attracted to men who are emotionally stable, independent, and who don't rely on others for their happiness. By demonstrating that you're fine without her, you shift the dynamic and put yourself in a position of power. When you're not desperately chasing her, she sees that you're confident in who you are, and that's a quality that's incredibly magnetic. This strategy works better than trying to convince her to stay, pleading for her attention, or acting out of desperation. When she sees that you're unaffected by her decision, she might begin to view you in a new light, as someone who isn't afraid to walk away, and as someone who has the strength to move on if necessary. This, in turn, might make her second guess her decision and even want to get back with you. Number 5. She doesn't want power. Here's something a lot of guys don't realize. Women don't actually want to be in control all the time. While they may appreciate feeling empowered in certain situations, deep down, they're more drawn to men who can take charge and lead when it matters. Women are naturally looking for a partner who is strong, confident, and capable, someone they can admire and look up to. They don't want to be with a guy who constantly seeks validation or lets them call all the shots. No, they're looking for someone better than them, someone who can balance power and vulnerability, who can step up when needed and know when to back off. They want to be with a guy who makes them feel secure, but also challenges them to grow. Now, here's something that's really powerful. Women desire a man who isn't just hanging around, waiting for them to come around. They don't want a guy who's always available or desperate for their attention. Instead, they want a man with his own life, his own passions, and his own purpose. Why? Because when you're chasing your own dreams and building your own future, you become a magnet for attraction. It shows her that you're not relying on her to define your happiness. She knows you have choices and aren't afraid to walk away if things aren't working out. That sense of independence and strength is incredibly appealing to women. Unfortunately, many guys fall into the trap of thinking there's only one girl out there for them. Maybe it's their first relationship, or they've been feeling starved for attention, so they start putting up with all sorts of disrespect or nonsense. They get caught in a scarcity mindset, thinking that if they don't keep this one woman, there won't be another. This can lead to tolerating bad behavior just to hold on to someone who doesn't value them the way they deserve. But here's the truth. When you let someone treat you poorly, when you act like a doormat just to keep the peace, they lose respect for you. And when that respect fades, so does the attraction. Women are drawn to strength, not weakness. They want someone who values himself and knows his worth. If you're constantly chasing someone who doesn't appreciate you, you're only setting yourself up for failure. If you want a woman to respect you, you've got to first respect yourself. Number 6. Focus on your own goals. So, what's the secret to making this all work in your favor? It's simple. Focus on your own goals and passions. Be the guy who has his own thing going on. When you do this, you automatically raise your value in the eyes of others, especially women. A man who is driven, purposeful, and focused on his own personal growth is a rare and magnetic force. When you're passionate about something other than the relationship, it shows that your life is full and you're not dependent on anyone else to make you happy. This makes you far more attractive to women than being constantly available or overly focused on her. When you have your own exciting life, it not only makes you a more interesting person, but it also shows women that you won't put up with unnecessary drama. You're a man who values his time and energy, and you know when to walk away from situations that aren't serving you. You become the kind of guy who has options, not just with women, but in life in general. You're focused on your future, your growth, and your success, and because of that, you become a magnet for respect and attraction. This isn't about playing hard to get or pretending to be disinterested. It's about genuinely having a full life that makes you stand out. Women are attracted to men who are confident in their own skin and who don't need them to feel complete. So make sure you're always working on yourself and moving forward. When you do that, women won't just be attracted to you. They'll respect you more, and that respect will create a deeper, more fulfilling connection. Number 7. Standing your ground and showing your worth. When a woman starts acting distant, mean, or just plain difficult, don't panic. This could be one of her subtle tests to see how you react. Maybe she's acting cold, maybe she's acting a little crazy, but the key here is how you respond. If you stand your ground, hold your composure, and don't let her behavior shake you, you've already passed the first test with flying colors. But here's the kicker. She might not stop testing you right away. She could try it again, just to see if you're still standing firm and whether you're genuinely unshaken by her bad behavior. Now, here's the trick. Even if you don't have other options lined up at the moment, just hinting that you do can be incredibly powerful. You don't have to outright say it, but subtly showing that you're not desperate to keep her around can have a profound effect. When you show that you're not afraid to walk away, even if you're not planning to leave, you plant a seed in her mind. Suddenly, she sees you in a new light, as someone with options, someone who's strong enough to leave if things aren't working. This makes you more attractive to her, and any loss of attraction she might have felt starts to bounce right back. Here's the key takeaway. Women don't want you to leave, but they do want to know you could if you wanted to. Why? Because women are not attracted to desperation. There are always other guys vying for their attention, and what sets you apart is your ability to stand strong and be fine on your own. When you show you're not afraid to walk away, you demonstrate strength, independence, and a clear sense of self-worth, and these are all incredibly attractive qualities. Number 8. The power of options and a full life. When a woman starts acting difficult or testing you in subtle ways, don't view it as a threat. Instead, see it as an opportunity. It's your chance to prove that you're not just another average guy. There are a ton of average men out there, but you're different, right? You have your own goals, your own passions, and your own purpose. And the best part, you're not afraid to walk away from something that's not serving you. This is the essence of being a strong man, showing you have a life outside of the relationship. Most guys get caught up in the scarcity mindset. They think there's only one woman out there for them, and because of that, they put up with behavior they shouldn't tolerate. When they feel like they might lose her, they start acting desperate, constantly seeking her attention and approval. This mindset makes them more vulnerable to being disrespected. But the truth is, this approach is a trap. You don't want to be the guy who's constantly on edge, clinging to someone who's not treating you well. Instead, you want to be the guy who knows his worth, who's not afraid to let go of something that's not right for him. Women don't want weak guys who are afraid to move on. The truth is, no matter how many romantic comedies you watch, women are not looking for men who are needy or desperate. They're drawn to men who are strong, who have options, and who aren't scared to move on if things aren't working out. This is a fact that transcends all the fairy tales. When you show that you have a full life, when you're passionate about your own goals and dreams, you become incredibly magnetic. Number 9. The treasure hunter trap. Now, here's the dangerous part. Many men fall into the treasure hunter trap. They treat women's attention like it's a rare gem that they have to fight for. Any bit of affection or approval from a woman feels like hitting the jackpot. But here's the problem. When you treat every woman as if she's the only one and every bit of attention feels like gold, you start tolerating behavior you shouldn't. You start putting up with nonsense just to keep her around, and that's when you lose respect and attraction. Don't fall into the trap of thinking there's not enough to go around. The world is full of great women, and the right one for you won't treat you badly. When you act like you have options, when you show that you're not dependent on one person for your happiness, you shift the power dynamic. Women are naturally attracted to men who are independent, who have their own purpose, and who can walk away if the relationship isn't fulfilling. Here's the thing, when you're strong enough to stand up for yourself, when you can walk away from a situation that isn't working, you're playing the attraction game the smart way. The real magic happens when you stop trying to chase women or cling to them. Instead, focus on yourself. Build your own life, pursue your passions, and when you do that, women will start to see you differently. They'll respect you more, they'll be more interested in you, and your relationships will flourish. The best advice I can give you: don't play the game at all. Stop trying to figure out the rules or play some kind of mind game. The truth is simple. When you're a man who's secure in himself, who has his own goals and values, and who's not afraid to walk away, women will naturally be attracted to you. It's not about being aloof or manipulative. It's about being genuine, confident, and strong. So remember, women don't want to control you, but they do want to know that you're strong enough to stand your ground and that you have options. They want a man who has his own life, who knows what he wants, and who isn't afraid to walk away if things aren't working. This is the secret to gaining respect and attraction from women. Thanks for tuning in. If you found these insights helpful, be sure to hit that subscribe button for more.